Good morning, everyone. Well, it's morning at least for me, the old odd one, DJ Odyssey. And well, I've got a trio of stories I want to do some ranting about because, I just love to rant. It's the old person in me, I guess. Yep. Anyway, let's get right to it because, well, I'm doing this before I go to work this morning, and we'll start off. Well, all three of them happen to come from the Mary Sue. Yes, we love the Mary Sue. At least I do because, they're such idiots writing for that little thing. And the first story comes from that Chelsea Steiner chick. Whatever she is, I don't know. But things we saw today. Matthew Vaughn wanted to return to Krypton for Man of Steel 2. Alright, first of all, Return to Krypton, Man of Steel 2. Okay. Kind of comical sounding there, but it gets worse, folks. Yes, it does. Because not only did old Matthew here want to return to Krypton, but he just wanted to change it. He discussed his scrapped plans for the Man of Steel 2, and you'll figure out why they were scrapped. The expected follow-up to the 2013 film that kicked off the DCEU. Many fans expected a sequel to the film, which grossed over $650 million worldwide, making it the most profitable Superman film ever. But middling reviews and poor performance of Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and the Justice League put a planned sequel on hold. Rumors that Henry Cavill retired from the role effectively shut down hopes for the sequel. Well, now, as we go into this, you're going to figure out why this whole thing was scrapped. Vaughn originally pitched a Superman trilogy, which he developed with Mark Millar, that would have begun with the first film set on Krypton. That followed Jor-El's attempt to save the planet. The film would have seen Kal-El grow up on Krypton, and then explore his allegiance to Earth in subsequent films. So let me get this straight. Instead of the whole natural way that Superman was sent from Krypton as a baby by Jor-El to Earth, he was going to grow up on Krypton? Really? And this was supposed to be a follow-up to Man of Steel 2? Now how in the hell would that actually work? Makes no damn sense. Do you think maybe that's why the thing was scrapped? Because A, it didn't make any sense. B, he was trying to change the entire set canon of the oh my, these idiots. They get put in charge of these movies that have no idea what the hell they're doing. It's the same thing as these idiots that are put in charge of TV shows, like Star Trek. They have no idea what the hell they're doing. Really? But yeah, I thought that was it's not a long story. No, it's not really. But it's like, how would he have done it? If you're gonna have Kal-El grow up on Krypton, how in the hell would that have worked as a sequel to Man of Steel? Idiotic. The next one from the Mary Sue that we're gonna have a good little rant about is this one. Male film critics still dominate the industry, says new survey. I'm shocked. Well, not really that shocked. From Princess Weeks. And of course they put a picture of Fry up there because they have to make men look like they're just completely idiot and stupid. But a recent study sponsored by the Center for the Study of Women in Television and Film at San Diego State University, headed up by Executive Director Dr. Martha M. Lazune, or whatever the hell her name is. Don't really care. found that men account for 78% of individuals writing for general interest magazines, websites, 73% writing for trade publications, 72% for the newspaper and wire services, 65% writing for movie entertainment magazines and websites, and 58% writing for radio and television. Well, I'll be damned. Are you saying that male critics dominate the conversation about film in every way? Wow! I thought the feminist agenda in Brie Larson had effectively created partiality. And of course, that was all sarcasm. Alright, so she wants to ramble on about why men do more of the critics, and it goes on in here talking about it's mostly white men too. These gender imbalances matter because they impact the visibility films with female protagonists and women. Now, they try to make it sound like it's just men get to do it all the time and everything else. And did they ever consider that maybe it's the majority of men that go into this business to do this, and the minorities and the women don't really go into it? So the percentages could be matching effectively the same percentage of who all's doing these critics? Did they ever imagine that maybe out of all the critics that do these jobs, maybe it is 70-some% of white people, because the rest of them don't want to do it? Maybe women don't want to be film critics. Maybe some of the minorities don't get into it because they found something else that they're more passionate about. Did they ever think of that? Probably not. Or even if they did, they don't give a shit, because they just have to have something to male bash, especially white men. They have to keep bashing white men. They don't take anything else into consideration. Like, her numbers, 73% review for documentaries. It's men that write those. 72 about action features. Okay, action movies. Excuse me, I would say you could go watch any action feature, and I bet that it's majority of men watching it. You can see the screen right here. It goes on about horror features, animated features, comedy dramas, blah blah blah. Doesn't say anything about love stories, does it? Romance? No, I bet if they did those numbers, it would probably be more women reviewing the romance ones. But that would be an inconvenient truth that they don't want to explain. But I bet if they'd actually give the full numbers, they throw out these numbers like, oh, 73% of documentaries are reviewed by white men. Okay, give us the numbers on how many, what's the percentage of the actual reviewers. Take all the reviewers that you know of and give us a percentage. How many of them are white? I tell you, these leftists do nothing but whine and whine and whine and whine and whine and whine and whine. Jeez. And they never give you the right numbers. Alright, let's go to the third story. Because, the Mary Sue. And this next one's Chelsea Steiner again. But, this one just, I thought was funny. I thought was kind of funny because they start off about a boisterous grabs the mic from Kamala Harris. Yes, Bird. It's pronounced Kamala Harris. Women everywhere relate. Okay, so a man stage crashes Kamala Harris's panel at Move On. Big idea for him. Now this is comical. Why? Because it's a leftist soy boy that grabs the mic. Somewhere he got some testosterone in his testicles and actually went up because the dude is an animal rights activist. It got a little man bun and everything. And this just cracked me up because they're attacking this little soy boy man bun wearing goofball that pretty much would side with them on anything else they say. Now here's the dude, little soy boy man bun wearing freak. This dude would probably side with them on 99.9% of all their bullet points. He just wanted to get across on his little thing about animal rights because maybe they weren't talking about it or something. But now the lefties are gonna attack him because he was male. He was a white male. Yeah. And then when you can read into this, they even lament about he wasn't arrested because he was white. He was just removed from a premises but wasn't charged with a crime. Can't imagine a person of color would receive the same treatment. I can in a leftist organization like this. Yeah, I could see that a person of color could have went up and did the same damn thing. They would have just hauled their ass out too, because they wouldn't have sat there and made a big deal out of it if they were espousing some kind of leftist agenda. Now, if it had been a conservative person that took the microphone, I'll bet they would have been arrested. It wouldn't matter if they were white, black, or whatever. They could have been plaid for all it mattered. They would have been arrested, but this dude was a soy boy and leftist, so all they did was remove him. Yep, the left continues to eat their own. It's so much fun. Yes, this is going to be a great little election cycle. Yeah. Anyway, this is the odd one. I just wanted to get a little rant out there, and I will see you all soon. I hope you enjoy your day, as I'm going to try out in the fields.